Well, there's nothing worse than a power outage, especially in a very extreme condition or a special night or time of the year. And that's where the Anker SOLIX F3800 comes into play. Now, this is a portable power supply. So imagine like a generator without the gas and the fumes. Instead, it's electric. It can be charged. It takes about 2.5 hours to charge it out fully and puts out 6,000 watts. So that means it can handle everything in your house for a period of time. I think it's about 24 hours. If you're not cranking everything, you can probably get about 24 hours for this. Now it is expandable. You can put 2 of these together. You can also add on 6 batteries per unit. So with that whole setup, it can last for about 2 weeks. Now, obviously, it's going to depend on all your appliances that you're using, and you want to be smart with it, especially in an extreme case like a snowstorm, or here where I live in the middle of summer, it's normally 120. So we need to make sure our AC is still operating. I'm going to go over this machine and actually show you a little bit about it. It does supply 120 volt and 240 volt outputs with overcharge protections in case it does hit that limit of 6,000 watts. It does have individual outputs for a car socket, and it does have a display where you can see everything that you need to know about the data. It does come on wheels. 2 are movable and lockable and 2 are set. So you can rotate it around, and it does come with an easy tow handle. So you can pop it up and just lean it back onto those back 2 wheels and just pull it along with ease. So I want to go ahead and test it. So the first thing I want to do was test it with a washing machine. Obviously, a washing machine is a high energy using appliance. So I did want to see what it was like, how much of the battery it would drain. So I just plugged it in. Mine is a 120 volt. Now this is a washer dryer combo from LG. It's not a big unit. It is a smaller unit, but I am excited to see how it works. Once I turn the display on, you will see how much of a charge the unit has, how much output it's actually putting out with the appliances it's using, and the remaining amount of power with the system before you'll need to recharge it. The other thing I really like is there is this app. This can give you all the same data and controls that the actual display is going to give you. There is a button for you to press on the display, and that's going to turn your Bluetooth on, and that's how you're going to connect the device to the actual phone and app itself. And yeah, so I connected that washing machine. That worked perfectly fine. It didn't draw too much watts. It wasn't even actually pushing this unit at all. It stayed silent. And I believe I could run a lot more appliance of this one unit without even causing any type of stress. And just note, the number for the remaining days is going to constantly switch up depending how much power is being drawn from this. But in general, we do know that it should be our last 24 hours. Okay, so I've actually come over to this corner since I have a couple of different appliances all connected to one outlet. So what I've done is I've disconnected everything. And I've actually connected to the Anker to kind of see what's going on here. This is just a wall mount plate. That's why that looks a little bit weird. You can see behind here, everything's still plugged in. So right now I've got the TV going with Judge Jerry. I've got these lights going. They're all manual turn on. I've got the Alexa going. And then I've also got the fan going. Now the fantastic thing about this is the fact it's so silent. So I've got a microphone on and I'm right next to it. You can't even hear it. So it means that when you do have an emergency and you need this inside, it's not going to be creating some loud, unbearable noise. You can have this set up your appliances, your fridge, your washing machine, anything that you'll need to actually operate while you have a power outage. You can easily operate off of this without having that loud noise. So basically, if you were to get a power outage under extreme circumstances in the middle of winter, in the middle of a snowstorm, the Anker SOLIX F3800 is really there for survival in a sense. And it would allow you to run appliances that were necessities for survival in those extreme conditions. You need your perishable food to last, you can plug in your refrigerator. You need heating so it doesn't get too cold. You can plug in heaters and operate them. It can be set up as a backup battery for your whole house. And then you can make sure you can charge all your communication devices so you've always got communication with the outside. The Anker SOLIX F3800 is really there for those extreme case scenarios. But let's think about worst case scenario. The holiday season is upon us. So let's imagine what would happen if it was Christmas Day but the power was out. Imagine it's Christmas morning and your power's gone out. I'm sure we're all grateful just to be with our family and just to be able to spend that time with them. But at the same time, you want to be able to provide a fantastic atmosphere and food for your family on Christmas Day. And that's the great thing about the Anker. It's so silent, we can run it inside. I can actually set it up and get everything set up before my kid got up. The F3800 has allowed me to get my Christmas tree back on, a TV on with a fireplace to make it nice and aesthetic for my family, and plus Alexa to play music. But for something like Christmas, we do want a little bit of food. And obviously when you've lost your power and you don't know how long it's gonna be out for, you don't wanna be blasting stuff like your oven and washing machine constantly. You really just wanna be using it as you need. To me, I do have a hair fryer, so we're gonna be using that. I'm gonna get that plugged in and make sure we can also be operating that, and the coffee machine, because Christmas morning, you probably want a little bit of coffee. Luckily, I do have a window right here so I can see what I'm doing over here. I do have this double plug as well that I plugged into the end of the lead. So I should be able to, if we have any luck, yes, it's working, and it's working. So now we'll be able to make some coffee and breakfast. So through the phone app or the display here on the F3800, it is going to give you some information. And this right here is telling you how much watts you are putting out with everything that is running right now. So it does have a max of 6,000. This is 2,675. Going to be nowhere near tripping any safety switches on this. The Anker SOLIX F3800 is really a game changer. I've never actually experienced something like this outside of the old style of a generator. And like I said, they're loud, they're fumey, they're just a hassle. You don't have as many options as you do with this. Not only can you add the expansion batteries, but you can also connect this to solar panels. And what I really love is the fact that you can individually control each different power output. So you're only really using the energy that you're choosing to use from it, and it's not just one output. Now, of course, it does allow you to charge RVs and EVs as well, and does have that dual voltage of 120 and 240. So the other thing that I really do love is the app that comes with it, because it really does allow you to individually control each power output and input. So you can turn them on and off as you need. It's going to give you all your data information, like how many watts are being used, how much time is left before you'll need to recharge the system. And you can also set timers, so you can actually put something on charge or power something and leave, and you'll know that within 1, 2, 3 hours, it will shut off and not just keep wasting the electricity. So if the Anker SOLIX F3800 is something you are interested in and would like to purchase for yourself, we are going to leave a link in the description below. Please leave a comment on what you would use this for. Do you live in somewhere where you have some extreme climates and you do get a lot of power outages? Do tell us below, and share this with a friend who you think may find this very interesting. Like, share, all that great stuff, and of course subscribe for more great reviews like this.